Seems like you found your five finally, right?
I don't know. We played everybody the other night again.
Is 75 playing as much as he was early in the season?
Yeah, actually, at the end of the game, he was in there the whole time. Biz was a guard. So when we were throwing the ball, the last two drives, the rotation just worked out that he was in there. But he wound up probably with more plays than he had in some of the games. He's up around 40 plays.
Okay, I guess that was right, and I wasn't paying that close attention.
At that time of the game, I can see. I can see.
What have you seen from Alex as he's sort of gotten into that starting role?
You know what? There's things he's still got to learn. You know, I mean, we took so much time with Artie, and we're taking so much time with him. You're hoping it'll pay off in the same way. You know, you're hoping it's a good thing, where you got a couple guys that can go in there and play if you need to. You know, we shouldn't have to revert to a freshman guy going into play when Artie comes back. We shouldn't have to. So. I think he's learning. He would tell you he's learning. I think he would tell you every day still something else comes up that he's got to get to. But he's embraced it, so we just hope he plays good here Saturday.
I mean, I think I might know the answer, but like looking down the road, I mean, do you worry at all about next year when he, you know, might not have a starting guy?
I don't. You know what? I really don't. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? You know, one of them may have to wind up being a starting guard. Who knows? I mean, we've been through this so many times. You know, you guys were the jinx, right? When we thought we had all the bodies sitting in there. I never forget talking about it. And the next thing you know, Reese gets hurt walking out to practice, and Artie goes down, and then we're short guys, and we're right back in the same boat. So I mean, we can't look past this week. You know, we get through this week, and we'll figure out where we're going to go the following week, or 2 weeks.
After 8 games, where do you think your group is? Are they where?
You know, I think they've grown up. I think they've done some good things. I think we would like to have, you know, a quarter's worth of plays from the season back again that maybe would have turned things around where we'd have been right. You know, 2 of the turnovers were on us the other night. You know, when you would throw those in there, there's probably a couple pass protections where we could have kept a hit off the quarterback or something like that. But overall, I can't complain about their attitude, their work ethic. I mean, right up till this week, right now, right up till today, I can't complain about their attitude or what they're trying to get done. So we made great strides in that. Now it's pushing them to be the best they can. So if you're asking me with a fourth of the season to go, if I'm happy with them, and never as happy as I'd like to be, but yeah, they're really trying to be what we want them to be.
Do you feel like with the rotation, Dorian seeing some plays from the sidelines has benefited him the way you would?
I don't know if seeing from the sideline. I think what it's done is it's benefited him that he doesn't have to play 70 plays a game. It certainly helped us depth-wise with Jared playing out there and Biz taking reps. You know, and I think I told him I was happy to have Biz back. His attitude, when he doesn't come out of the game, his attitude really shows. I mean, he's a guy you want in there, just a toughness factor in the way he plays, the speed he plays the game.
Is TJ making strides every week?
Yeah, less and less things surprise him. You know, we had a little fun today. We saw a couple shots of him playing on defense from, I don't know, 2012. Turnley took a couple shots at him. So we showed it to guys and said, this is what happens. You get moved to offense if you make these mistakes on defense. You keep making mistakes on offense, you wind up over here selling popcorn. But yeah, you know, to give you an honest answer, less and less things surprise him, less and less things creep up on him that I don't know if he would have handled as well last year. You know, and I think he sees the game a lot better. I think it slowed down a little bit for him.
Do Matt and TJ have what it takes to go to the next level?
Yeah, you know, my personal opinion, they do. I don't know what's out there. You know what I mean? I don't have any idea. I don't know anybody that's out there besides those 2 kids. I know attitude-wise and the way they approach practice, the way they approach meetings, that we'd have liked to have them, you know, on my short stint up there. They would have been a good fit with our guys. They wouldn't have had a problem. Yeah, they wouldn't have had a problem adapting to that type of thing. So I hope for them that if they continue to play well, you know, and you win, you draw attention to yourself. You know, I think if they continue to play well, the team has success. I hope it pays off for them.
You talked a minute ago about you had a lot of bodies in the room, and you finally get the depth you like somewhat, and you get injuries. So
yeah. You just, you know what though, it's one of those deals. You can't, you know, it's really you can't hang your head over stuff like that. You can't sit there and say, "Woe is me." You got to try to find a solution. You know what I mean? I think the perfect example is what we couldn't have come in here on Sunday and said that's the end of the world after the way we started the game the other night. We couldn't do that. We had to come back in here and try to find a solution and get the kids back ready and get their minds right and get out to practice. You know, you almost wish you could have went back out Saturday night and practiced and just got it over with. But I mean, I'm talking about wish. But you can't. Those things can't drive what you do. You have to have a plan. You got to fight to accomplish the plan, regardless of what's thrown at you.
You guys work a lot on basic fundamentals, even now.
We do.
We do. Is that tough on a kid, you know, to do those things over and over and over again?
I think it is, but I don't think there's enough. By the time a kid gets to have a bunch of repetitions, I don't know that he's built up enough over time. When he's on the scout team, he's not getting the same type of repetitions if he's with us. And I think the fact in college football that you can allot that time to have individual periods this late in the year, I think it really pays off. I think it pays off all the way through, from right now to carry over to the spring to the following year. I think we can always go back and talk about fundamentals and the fact that we did it.
Commonwealth has already been in sort of the meeting room and everything, even though he's hurt.
You know, good. He's down here. You know, they got him strapped to a sled down here, walking the hallway and stuff. You know, and he's good. I mean, he understands where he is. He's got to follow the protocol. He's got to do what he has to do. He can't jump out and do something dumb and re-injure it. So he's doing what he wants to do. I mean, you know, you can see it in his face on Saturday. He's sick that he's not playing, but I mean, that's it. That's the fate. That's his plight in life right now.
When you walked in here in 2012, did you have a vision of where you wanted your group to be 2 years down the road?
Yeah, I think I had a vision where I wanted to be the first day we went to practice. You know, and then reality sets in, and you knew, you know, like I said before, we found out fast why we were here. And that's what we're trying to change. You know, Saturday was a blip in the road, but we felt like we were moving forward that way. And I think we're closer to having a vision of the way we play the game, the speed we want to play the game with size, and the way we want to block people. I think we're closer to that. I can't tell you we're there. We're closer to that.
Do you think you'd be there by now?
You know, I don't know if I did, because I don't know that. You know, I mean, you're asking to be really introspective here. I don't know if you can say that first year meant much. You know, we got here, we're scrambling to hold a recruiting class together of a group of kids that we didn't know, that we didn't really evaluate. I mean, we did, but I don't know that we could have moved on to anybody else. And, you know, there were kids that were here, you know, and I think you guys have documented the number of kids that have left, that quit, that were sent home, that didn't want to be here. And you fight through that, and then you don't have very many older kids. We still don't have very many older kids. We won't next year. Then the following year we will. But next year, your next class, your junior class, are kids that we brought in, and they need to really step up and get involved. So I think in that respect, we're getting closer that way too.
Awesome.
Jim?